Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. The last month has been a roller coaster ride of emotions for employees of Saskatchewan's libraries and the general public, after the province announced it was cutting its funding to Saskatchewan libraries. Concerns over safety along the Trans-Canada Highway through Swift Current has been a topic of discussion for several years, following several pedestrian fatalities and vehicle collisions. Now through April 29th is National Immunization Awareness Week, and healthcare providers are once again stressing the importance of having all of your vaccinations up to date. Thanks for joining us here today. Following an announcement this week, the province will be restoring its funding to Saskatchewan libraries. We have more in today's top story. The last month has been a roller coaster ride of emotions for employees of Saskatchewan's libraries and the general public, after the province announced it was cutting its funding to Saskatchewan libraries. Public rallies were held across the province. Petitions were signed to save Saskatchewan libraries, and local library boards discussed their uncertain future at AGMs such as the one in Swift Current, with the Chinook Regional Library Board considering several options, including closing its doors at the end of June or seeking additional funding from municipalities. This public outcry was heard loud and clear by the province, and this week the government of Saskatchewan admitted it made a mistake and will be restoring funding for Saskatchewan libraries back to the 2016-17 levels. A new development, which those who work on the front lines are cautiously optimistic about.
Well, I welcome that. We haven't had a close relationship, and the more we work together, the more we'll learn from each other about how best to proceed. What we're really looking for in the future is a guarantee that the provincial funding will be in the future for public libraries throughout the whole province of Saskatchewan. And this funding is for this fiscal year only. We have no guarantee that we will get funding in the future.
In the coming days, McKendry says the Chinook Regional Library will be working on its action plan, meeting with directors from other regions in the province and setting a course for the coming year. While providing the quality service library patrons in all communities have come to rely on.
The one card, one system library system that we have in this province is wonderful. And in a community that's really rural and remote, the fact that someone can go to the public library and have choices about what they want to read and have the librarian help them bring the book in is a wonderful thing for a small community. People in communities that no longer have banks can do online banking at the library. Out in the rural communities, the libraries need to be where the people are.
The Chinook Regional Library has a staff of 109 across the Southwest, in 32 branches and 14 corner library locations. For over 12 years, Southwest TV News has provided the visuals for the defining moments in our community. Support your community and help us to continue our work. Support our sponsors by watching the ads on YouTube and by clicking the ads on our website. Pennies per click, which will help us continue to bring you the award-winning news coverage you've come to expect from Southwest TV News. Following several years of discussion, safety lighting is now being installed along the number 1 highway through Swift Current. We have more in this report. Concerns over safety along the Trans-Canada Highway through Swift Current has been a topic of discussion for several years, following several pedestrian fatalities and vehicle collisions. At the forefront of the issue has been a lack of lighting. In 2016, the Saskatchewan Ministry of Highways and the City of Swift Current came to an agreement for the installation of lights in this problem area. A $1.2 million project, with the province covering 65% of the cost for materials and the city picking up the remaining 35% for labor costs of installation and maintenance of the lights. And now crews are beginning the process of installing the new 185 LED lights along the highway.
They've started on the east end of the city, so at the Memorial Drive intersection, and we're working our way, going to work our way west, and then turn around and work our way back east again. So over the next while, it'll be throughout the city, all the way to 11th Northwest, and then we're also doing the intersection around the Esso service station to the west of town. In the RM, we're also helping ministry with that intersection as well.
The lights will stand 15 meters high and will be installed approximately 60 meters apart on the right side of the highway, providing high efficiency and low maintenance illumination for the area.
You know, the anticipation is it'll be well lit, so you know if people shouldn't be crossing, but if there's obstructions, that the drivers will have a chance to see you know, whether it's a person or whatever trying to cross the highway, they'll be able to see them.
Installation of the new overhead lights along the Trans-Canada Highway through Swift Current is expected to take approximately 3 months. Market Square is a summer tradition in downtown Swift Current, and organizers are now searching for entertainers, food vendors, and artisans to be part of the excitement for the upcoming season. Contact Marlene today at 750-7888 and spend your Saturdays in downtown Swift Current this summer. Market Square, proudly presented by the City of Swift Current, Standard Motors, Innovation Credit Union, and Southwest TV News. This is National Immunization Awareness Week, and health officials are reminding you to have all of your vaccinations up to date. Now through April 29th is National Immunization Awareness Week, and healthcare providers are once again stressing the importance of having all of your vaccinations up to date, especially with the resurgence of such illnesses as mumps and measles.
Because we start the immunizations right from 2 months of age, and we do give boosters at around the kindergarten age for, you know, the tetanus, diphtheria, whooping cough, quite a number of vaccines. So it is really important to not only be on time, but, you know, keep following the schedule so that you don't miss out, because with the vaccinations you do need boosters to keep raising the immunity, and we have seen some of these illnesses circulating, particularly in communities or individuals who have not been up to date with their vaccinations. It's really important to protect your children and yourselves against the various diseases that we have vaccines for.
According to the World Health Organization, vaccines help prevent 2 to 3 million deaths each year. And for individuals who live in Canada or other leading nations where vaccines are easily accessible, there's no excuse for not keeping your vaccinations up to date. To find out more about vaccines or your own personal vaccination history, contact your local public health office.
Henry Richard, Provo, Russo, all those guys that had played.
He faced off against Pocket Rocket Richard.
Rocket Richard, he was the referee for the game.
Our line scored a goal. It was just boom. It was loud.
Yeah, it was a lot of good times.
Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.